Hello everybody, welcome back to Stream Key, our weekly show where we teach you how to improve on Twitch and level up your streaming game. And today, we're back with Phone In Friday, which we do every Friday. Today, of course, it's just me and Velokk, back to the duo episodes. So, Velokk, how you doing today, man? Welcome back to the show.
Always good, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Yeah, guys, so we're going back to kind of like the OG. Oh, I still have Grindhead Jim under Velokk's name. I should probably fix that because you are not Grindhead Jim.
I'm not? What?
Surprise, you are actually not. I know, it's crazy, right? There we go, proper name. Anyway, so today on Stream Key, the way this works is you can call in, you can chat, whatever questions you guys want to bring to us about streaming, literally anything, any ideas. You can call in via the Discord server, which I'm going to drop in the chat right now. And that's the Stream Key Discord, not the TRUgaming one. Just make sure you know that. And, oh, wrong one there. But if you can't get to the Discord for whatever reason, because it's the middle of the workday and we're crazy people, of course you can just ask questions in the chat and that will do fine as well. Or Discord if that's easier for whatever reason. Just tag us there. But first of all, I want to get a weekly recap, and today it's just me and Velokk. So, Velokk, how was your last week of streaming, dude? How's everything been going? Anything cool happening?
It's been going really well. I didn't stream Monday or Tuesday, so I'm going to be streaming Saturday and Sunday this week. So that's going to be fun. But I switched to Rainbow Six Siege this week, or just today, actually. I didn't switch. I just added that in, I should say. But yeah, I mean, the community is definitely growing. It's insane. Just this whole year, man, it's just been crazy for growth in my channel. It's been absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean, just things are going really well. Really well.
Nice, dude. Is there anything that you think is like causing it specifically?
It has a lot to do with events for sure, which you guys have been so kind to bring me to a lot of events. I went to TwitchCon last year. I went to TRUgaming. I went to ECGC, and like that has been so beneficial because every time I go to these things, like it seems like I'm able to get to know people really well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But so events have been helping out a lot, and a lot of consistency and really like critiquing myself extra, but also knowing at the same time that there's nothing I can do to, like, there's no shortcuts at all. Like there's no like, well, how do I get more people to notice me? Like there's none of that. Like just kind of knowing that I'm doing as much as I can in most areas. It's just making me more comfortable as a streamer for sure. I feel much more confident than I did last year, I would say.
Nice. That's awesome to hear. And I think it's a lot of just consistency, right? Of you're 2 years in now, you've put in a lot of work, and I think your stream has been very consistent, especially recently in terms of scheduling, besides maybe this week, but you're even making up for that now. So keep it up, dude. That's awesome.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
last week for Tru has been crazy. There's a lot of stuff happening at the offices, prepping for Tru streaming and TwitchCon, which we're going to touch on later in this episode. And me and Velokk are both just crazy excited about TwitchCon, guys. So really excited to talk about it today. Yeah. And I think we're just irrationally excited for TwitchCon compared to everyone else we've talked to. So we're going to rant about it today. If you guys want to call in and talk about it too, or ask specific questions, you can do that. But be prepared. I kind of want to try a new segment, and I did not warn you about this. So spontaneous surprise here. Do you have anything cool or something that you found in the past week that you're excited about on Twitch, related to Twitch, even like productivity, like apps or something cool that you found in the past week that you want to share with people?
Okay.
Perhaps.
I'll start with I found on Twitch. Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll start with mine just so you can think about yours a little bit there.
Yeah.
I found something called Display Purposes, which is, I don't know if it's actually an app, but it's a web service where it'll help you pick out hashtags to use for Instagram. So you can put like a certain hashtag you want to build around if you have an idea, like Twitch, for example. And it will go through and tell you like the most beneficial hashtags to use if you're using that hashtag. So if you put Twitch in, it'll give you like 29 other hashtags that are good in terms of like engagement and how much traction you'll get, visibility. Really cool because it kind of is like automated and it just saves a lot of the work for you in guessing. So that's kind of changed my life recently. And then of course Trello, which I've been telling everyone I'm excited about because it's just this whole productivity task manager thing, but I'm using it everywhere. I have like 4 different boards for everything I'm doing. So we're doing for Stream Key, and we're starting to do that too. But that's me. So I was curious to see if you have something like that, or a person, or just something cool you're excited about.
So I don't know of any one thing that I'm excited about or that I found, but one thing I guess that I've been focusing on myself and that I'm excited that I've been doing is a lot more Twitter activity. Because before, like Instagram is like, I don't know, like you can take a picture of something every once in a while, or you can take a picture and say you're going live. Twitter, I think, has a lot more. It's more like open, and I've been starting to use it a little bit more with just like random thoughts. Been doing a lot of like Gary V quotes on there, and that's been going really well. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on that,
including from Gary V himself, right?
Yeah, I got a like from Gary V. That was fucking sweet. I don't know. I've been really motivated. Like I've always been motivated for sure, but I've been much more like expressively motivated. Like just out. Like it's much more present now, and like I can't just like keep it inside anymore. Just motivated AF lately, man. It's been just on my grind, I guess.
That is awesome, dude. Yeah, I know you always have been motivated, but it's like now it's up to 11. Now it's just overflowing onto social media, so that's awesome. And I've seen you doing more stuff on Twitter recently, so good as well. Cool. Well, I was trying to make that like a new segment with whoever comes on the show, and just get like cool new things people to check out. Trying to help each other out with new exciting opportunities. So, all right, guys. Well, that is the intro we have here. So we're gonna get into the show itself. So if you have a call, if you would like to call in and talk about something, callers get priority. You could talk about the PrimePocalypse, which is probably gonna be our first topic, or TwitchCon, or whatever you want to talk about. Even the ninja thing from last week, if you want to retouch on that, something like that. If you can't get to a Discord or a phone or a computer, I guess, you can also just chat, tag at GreenChord in the chat so I see it in red, and you can ask questions there and we will answer them as well. Let me check on callers really quick. Okay, so Sodomi is already waiting, so let's grab Sodomi and pull him in here. Sodomi, how's it going, dude? How are you?
What's up? It's going awesome, my friends.
Nice. What do you want to talk about on the show today, sir?
First thing I want to touch into is just because TwitchCon. Any like tips you guys have for anyone going to TwitchCon out in the audience that we all have? Because we've all like gone there. We've seen it firsthand. We've all done different things at TwitchCon. Like I did the whole run around, talk to literally random people, invite people to breakfast who I have no idea who they are, kind of thing.
Yeah, Sodomi is a pro at TwitchCon, I have to say. Well, funny you should ask about this topic. You're just talking about this. So I guess we'll get right into it. Vel, do you want to start with your thoughts of... I really want to make this sort of, if you're going to TwitchCon, maybe you've never been there before, maybe you've been before, but you feel like you didn't get a ton out of it or could have done it better. Like, what are maybe you going into TwitchCon this year? What are like your biggest priorities when you want to make sure that it happens, and your advice for people who are kind of just nervous about a con and what to do there?
So last year's TwitchCon was a lot of growth for me, not necessarily like as a streamer and for my channel as well. But for me as a person, it was a lot of growth. So one thing, like I've always or I used to at least, and now most of you that see me IRL notice that I don't have this issue, is that I used to not know how to socialize with people very well, and I wasn't very expressive, and I wasn't very outgoing, and I just I didn't have that energy IRL that I wanted to. And so TwitchCon, I realized that every single one of these people that are at TwitchCon have the same interest as you. It doesn't matter what game it is or what style of streaming it is. They're all nerds. They all stream or want to stream or love Twitch in some way. And they all probably have some sort of weird social awkwardness about them. That's why they're on Twitch. Like the jock back in high school that is not socially awkward probably doesn't even know what Twitch is. So you have to realize that every single person there is going to be just as nervous as you are. And if they're not, who fucking cares? So realize that every single person there has the same interests and the same issues as you. So it's a level playing field as far as like social activity goes. So just start up a conversation with random people. As much as you can, you'll get more comfortable with it. I'm so comfortable with starting the conversation with random people now because of TwitchCon. Go wait in the line. Just this is one thing that me and Green were using just to be able to talk to people. It's like we would go and wait in the line. It didn't matter what it was for, but if you're in a line with someone, you're stuck next to someone else. So instead of standing there awkwardly, be like, "Hey, nice shirt. Do you stream on Twitch?" it's as easy as that. Obviously, not so monotone and blunt, but there's so many people to talk to, and at least talk to a bunch of people. Like, you don't necessarily need to network with a bunch of people, but just talk to them. Like, have fun being social while you're there, and it's amazing. It's so amazing. Definitely talk to people.
Yeah,
if you're nervous about it, just don't be.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, everyone's sort of nervous at first, especially if it's your first con. But like Velokk said, like everyone's sort of that same person, and you know what's so great about a con is you go there knowing already you have a common connection and interest with everyone there. Like, and the thing, you can talk about that interest, and probably you're already passionate about it. So it just makes it really easy to have a conversation. Like, oh, what do you stream? There you go. You can ask that to literally everybody, and you can start a conversation there. So that's really cool. I like how Velokk actually, when we were there last year, he was like, I'm just going to go online and I'm just going to get trapped with other people and we have to talk. It's just cracking me up. It's like, no choice. They can't get away from me.
No, they can't. They really can't. What are they going to do? Like, go under the rope? Like, no. Like,
screw this line. I'm out.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
This L dude is fucking ridiculous, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think I definitely agree with Velokk. The biggest takeaway I think you can get and the most value at TwitchCon is just making really good connections with a couple people. We had a question about this on Twitter from McKittens, actually, who was asking Velokk and me and a couple others about how if TwitchCon is worth it, basically, and what you're going to get out of it. I think it's important to know that TwitchCon, you don't want to go to TwitchCon with the mentality that if I go to TwitchCon, my channel will grow. Like, I will get bigger from going to TwitchCon. I will meet viewers, etc. Because going to TwitchCon itself will not increase your channel automatically. It's only after you come back to streaming. The real benefit of TwitchCon is that it changes up your mentality around streaming. It helps you stay motivated by seeing people who have done it and are further along than you, meet new people to collaborate with. So it just basically gives you lots of opportunities and resources to grow your stream when you get back to it. It's not going to be a place where you go and then, you know, day one back to streaming, you suddenly have 50 more viewers or something, or 50 more followers. Like, that's not what TwitchCon is for. So as long as you have that expectation there, I think, like Velokk said, the best thing you can do is to meet just a few people and go really deep with them, and then make those friendships last beyond TwitchCon. And you get to see those people on Twitch half a year later, and you're still talking to them. What I wouldn't do is try to get 5,000 business cards and hand them out to every single person and try to tally your success at TwitchCon by how many cards you hand out. Because there are people who do that, and they have really cool business cards. Velokk touched about this last week, I think. But yeah, basically, like, you can have a really cool business card, and that's great. But it's much better, in our opinion, to make a few core friendships with people as opposed to just, like, quantity, right? It's quality versus quantity at TwitchCon, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So Domi, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, a funny story to tell too after this first bit, based on people I met at TwitchCon and how I got to like spend like 2 or 3 hours playing like one of my favorite YouTubers, like from just networking with people. So one thing about the business card thing is I didn't bring business cards because someone was like, "Yeah, no one uses business cards. They just try to tutor information." Yeah, no, that was stupid. Like, I'm never listening to like Jack, I love you, but you dumb. Anyway, so I'm going through, right, and I'm just like talking to people. And I saw this one dude, right? He had a Naruto shirt on, or a Pokemon shirt, I don't know, something. I talked to him about it. Turns out he was a Pokemon streamer. Pretty cool dude. He was with 2 other partner streamers too at the time, and they're just hanging out. So I'm like, yeah, let me just talk and see what's good. So you know the whole arm thing I did? That's what signed my arm, and then
that's right, yeah.
Cards. Then I lose those cards for 2 months. I found, I'm like, oh yeah, let me check them out. Go to his channel, love his channel. Been hanging out there for a few months now. Been subbed for like 7 months now. So pretty good place.
That made me think of something, actually. And this is not just a TwitchCon problem. This is like every con problem. I don't know about you guys, but when I go to conventions, and this may just be like, I shouldn't be doing this. This is my fault. I check out like none of the business cards that I get at conventions. I don't know about you guys. Like, I'll take a ton of them at the conferences. The people are great, and then I get back to real life and I completely forget about business cards. But I remember the people that I meet. So, and I know, like, probably ideally, if you really want to network, you should follow up with those people after you've met them, and that's like the diligent thing to do. But realistically, I think you'll have a more impact by just, again, meeting people and creating a lasting impression that you don't need a card for. Velokk, did you have something you want to say there?
Yeah, so totally same situation. But at the same time, like if you don't leave enough of an impression on me, I don't give a shit if I have your business card. Like, I don't care. Even if I remember you as a person. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't like leave a good impression on me, like I'm not necessarily going to go out of my way if we had a 5-minute conversation and things were going well, I guess, and you handed me a business card, like that's cool. But if like we have like an actual connection, that's when I'll definitely check you out for sure. Like if there's nothing there, what are we doing?
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean. You gotta pick and choose carefully for sure.
Yeah, and I think like you hit something there too. Like a 5-minute conversation, that might sound kind of long to have a conversation with someone. That's not nearly enough. Like if you really want to create a lasting impression, you have to spend a lot of time with these people. Sodomi did a great job of this last year. I think meals are one of the best ways to do that. Like we had a family dinner or a true family dinner last year that was so good for just creating like longer lasting relationships. And Sodomi had some other stories. I don't know if you want to share some of those, and just like the process of seeing people more outside of the con as well.
Yeah, so one thing I did last year and did this year was I was like, yo, all the friends I know who are going to TwitchCon, who I knew at the time, I was like, yo, we're getting breakfast here. I made the reservation. How many people we're coming with? Bring your homies. Let's go. We got like, 7 or 8 people there. And mind you, I told people, yo, bring your friends. And I met this one dude, David. Literally, it was walking. We couldn't find the ticket station. I'm like, yo, where's the ticket station at? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. I'm like, yo, you want to get breakfast? Yeah, sure. Boom. New friend. Hang out with them all TwitchCon. Then, can you hear that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. Stop pulling the long. Anyway, so long story short, I networked at TwitchCon well enough to where I got the opportunity to play with like this one YouTuber who I watch videos every day. He's pretty big too, like 500,000 subs on YouTube. For a whole like hour and a half, like last night, and like I don't know, it was a pretty cool experience. And networking has been my favorite part of doing Twitch stuff, like networking, meeting people, because it's amazing what connections you can make through separation.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's amazing how like serendipitously you can. I don't know if that's a word. Serendipitously.
Serendipity.
I think no. I'm trying to say the what's the adverb? Serendipitously. I think that's
serendipitous.
That word. It's just amazing how you can randomly meet people and then have a conversation with them. Just even outside of the con, if you're going somewhere, like we were at our hotel, and it just happened that like the Streamlabs staff was at the same hotel. So at breakfast one day, we just talked to them. So it's cool to just like look out for things like that happen. Excuse my dog there. Was it work from home day here at the office?
Scared the shit out of me, dude.
Just trying to keep things interesting, guys. If you're falling asleep, wake up. The captain's here to wake you guys up. No, but I think, Sodomi hit a good point there. Is just you can constantly be looking out for ways to meet people besides just walking around the conference and exchanging business cards. Like there's a lot of cool opportunities of you'll just run into somebody on the street and start talking, and you don't have to make it all business. Just have a cool conversation with somebody. So I like that a lot. What are so Velokk and Sodomi, you guys have both been to TwitchCon, right? What do you want to really focus on this year? Is there something new you want to do this year that you wish you had done better last year? Anything come to mind in that area?
Don't get burnt out Sunday night, and then because I was so all over the place and so busy when Sunday night hit, I just crashed. Like I literally hid in a hotel that wasn't even part of, in the corner, charged my phone and listened to music for 4 hours.
Nice,
because it's for people who aren't like very social and go out that much. It's very taxing if you go talk a lot, like mentally. You don't think how taxing it is because you're in a new environment. Lots of like sound hitting you, visuals hitting you, meeting people. Like you're just exhausted, and you don't even notice it until it hits you. And for those who suffer with like depression or any kind of like mental like anxiety or anything, make sure you take time to like sit down and kind of like to be alone or something for a little bit, because it will definitely catch you off guard. You don't want to be like very like pissy Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely having like periods where you can kind of recover, because it does take a lot out of you, even for extroverts, people who are used to or like to just be around talking to everybody and doing things. And it's like a video game convention, right? That's awesome. You'll still get tired and burn out. So make sure you have like make enough time for sleep, because you'll want sleep. It's really important during the con.
G Fuel.
Yeah, take lots
Water.
of G Fuel. I'm a big fan of water, yeah, but we did all drink G Fuel. I would also say, so on my end, looking back at this, like I took a lot of pictures and videos last year, which is great. Sorry, my dog is just making this a great episode today. You never know with him. But yeah, so I took a lot of pictures and videos, but I wish I had used social media a little bit better. So one of the things I want to do this conference is use like stories on Instagram a lot and Facebook, and regular posts, just taking a lot of pictures I can repurpose later throughout the year, because I'm finding now I am using a ton of those pictures that I took from TwitchCon for other things, for the stream, for the brand, whatever. They're really great to use later down the road. So definitely take lots of pictures, even if you don't post them right away. And then I also want to kind of do a little bit of a better job researching the companies and people that will be there, and then kind of target things that I really want to go after and make a good connection with before the con starts. That's one thing I think that would help a lot is, there's a guest list usually you can see who's going to be at the conference. So pick out a few brands or companies that you definitely want to meet, and kind of like schedule your day to say, okay, on Tuesday or on Saturday, I'm going to go meet whatever, Operation Supply Drop or something in the Charities Plaza. On Friday, I want to try and find this streamer. Just having some key things you want to take away from the conference will help to make sure that you get what you want to get out of it, and don't feel like you're so like tossed around based on just randomness throughout it. So cool. Velokk, did you have anything that you were thinking of?
So there's a couple things. Last year when I went to TwitchCon, I didn't really know too many other streamers that were there. But this year I definitely do. Like I know a lot of streamers are going to be there. True fam, non-true fam, everything. Hopefully they convert over to the Church of True. But I definitely want to connect with people, build that connection even more so than I have just on Twitch. So that's something I'm definitely going to be looking into doing, is like hanging out with any of the partner streamers that I know, if they are willing to give me a moment of their time, or all the True fam sponsor streamers, all the True affiliates and everything. I think it's going to be awesome. And then one thing I really wanted to do that I'm excited for is last year when we were at TwitchCon, we were all there for TRUgaming. And I remember we all went into that booth to stream from the floor, but there was like 9 of us. And we had an hour on TRUgaming's channel between like 9 of us. So it was like not even 10 minutes apiece, but I wanted to schedule a time to stream from the floor, and let my viewers know that I'll be streaming them. That way I can just kind of show them like, hey, I'm here. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And actually I was thinking about this. If you want to do that, because if you guys don't know, at TwitchCon they have a whole row of computers where you can sign up to stream. Just make sure you get there early, because they fill up in like 5 minutes. But if you're thinking about that, Streamlabs now has like the cloud saving for your scenes and everything. That's a really cool idea to just, you can prep a scene for TwitchCon before you get there. Because usually you get to the conference, you get to the computer, you have to sign off everything and set up your scene and set up all your stuff. And that cuts out like 10 to 20 minutes of your hour. So that's big. If you can get there with Streamlabs stuff ahead of time and have it all prepared to just download right away, that could be a really good time saver. So, but I think it is a really cool opportunity. And that's actually one opportunity that I want to take more pictures of next year. So if you do that, I'll be there taking pictures.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, you guys have
casting over Overwatch again.
Yeah, that was really fun. Do you guys have anything else you want to say about TwitchCon that we haven't touched on? Any last things here?
For me, one thing I definitely want to make sure everyone knows too, that if you haven't made plans for TwitchCon, like hotels stuff, flight stuff, do that ASAP, because actually last TwitchCon I was at a hotel Sunday night. My flight didn't leave until Monday night. So luckily, if you guys remember, he let me borrow his hotel, and it was in the sketchiest of his room, in the skankiest, jankiest, hankiest. Like I swear I would have gotten murdered if I didn't like leave right then and there. Like I had 2 small like women chasing me out of the hotel into my Uber. So make sure you get all your stuff planned, and don't be a Sodomi.
All right, don't be a Sodomi. Yeah. No, Sodomi was very good at just being a social butterfly, though. I think if you guys have any struggle meeting people, if you have anxiety about that and you're an introvert like me, find Sodomi and stay with Sodomi, and he will solve all your problems. He will make it very easy to meet people. So
keep your eye on him though, because he'll just book it somewhere.
Yeah,
you'll have no idea until he's already like way gone.
And then I'll come back like, where are you guys?
Yeah. We'd all be walking as a group, and like we'd have everybody accounted for, and then we'd go check something out and be like, where did Sodomi go? Like that happened at least 5 or 6 times a day. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot. Last thing I want to say about this before we move on is, if you guys don't know, we are having a TwitchCon party on Saturday at like 7, I think. The time's in the Discord, but like we were just talking about, it's a really good idea to meet people beyond just the con, and to spend a lot of time with certain people. So this is a great way to do that, and they were trying to create that. There'll be party favors and some cool stuff, some games, some streams happening there. So if you want more info on that, it's in the TRUgaming Discord. You can get it there. But just want to give that as like the last little thing. Anyway,
I got one more.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
So don't be afraid to approach partner streamers, no matter how big they are. I walked right up to Dr. Disrespect the first day, right after he had a whole line of people who want to take pictures with him, and he was not happy that I got a picture taken with him. And I was like, I don't care. Like, you're famous. I want a picture. And then Summit 1G, got a quick picture with him real quick. That was cool. And then I met one of the partner streamers that I'd been following for a while. I saw her like standing off in a corner by herself. I think it was just her and her friend. And I just approached her. I was like, hey, I follow you on Twitch, like a weirdo. She's like, yeah, I fucking assumed so. Because it's like super awkward at first. Like, yeah, like obviously you do, because I don't know who you are. Yeah, GreenChord actually just posted the picture of me and Dr. Disrespect in the Discord. But I actually have a really good connection with Shadow Fox now, as a fellow streamer and a friend, because she's a stream coach for me, and definitely a mentor for me on stream as well. So like, it's definitely a relationship that's built even more so after TwitchCon, just because I approached her and talked to her for a couple minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really cool to see that. If you guys want to see those pictures, I just posted them in the StreamKey Discord so you can get some context. The one with Summit's not the best, but it's there, so you can see it.
Summit on
the first one didn't work.
Yeah, I was learning the camera at the time, and I didn't take it right. So, what were you saying, Sodomi?
Okay. Was Summit on his tippy toes for that picture, or was he like on a platform?
Whoa! Here comes the fire, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This podcast. Let's get the drama kicked up here.
Breaking news: Summit 1G is short AF. Okay.
All right. Well, I think that about does it for TwitchCon. So, Sodomi, thank you for the call, dude. Always look forward to those, and we'll talk to you maybe later, maybe next week. We'll see.
All right. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.
See ya. All right. Great topic. I'm glad we got to talk about that one first, because we're both very fired up about that one.
Come up again.
Yeah. I want to quickly talk about, we have a couple questions, but I want to make sure we talk about the Prime situation, which I have just named PrimePocalypse.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't want to give too much of my own opinion yet, but basically, for people who don't know what happened, Twitch Prime is changing some of the perks with the program to the point where now, if you have Twitch Prime, ad-free viewing is no longer part of the perks. And I think that goes into effect, it starts September, and everyone will have it by October. Certain casters can opt out of it, I guess. So if they don't want to give the viewers ads, they can opt out of that. But by default, it's on for everyone, is what I've heard. So, Veli, first, I want to get your thoughts on all this, because people are making it a very big deal. And then I'll give my thoughts.
If there's a way for me to get rid of like the ads for my viewers, I definitely will. It's not like a huge deal, but at the same time, it's like somebody wants to go into a stream and watch it. They really don't want to sit there for the 15 seconds or however long it takes and watch an ad. I don't like that. I think they should just leave it as a, you don't need to watch ads, but I don't know. That's I think it just takes away from the viewer for sure. It's another move that I feel like Twitch is making, where it's like more money, less
Amazon.
Amazon. It's Amazon, right?
Yeah, who's Amazon? Yeah, that's right.
But just another one of those things.
Yeah, I personally believe people are really overreacting to it, and maybe it's because I'm cheap and I don't really sub to many channels or have Twitch Prime, so I'm just used to ads. But I think it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, you see most of the ads, like you get it once going into a stream, and then that's it for however long you watch, unless the streamer runs ads, which is really rare these days. So I'm on the side where I think people are kind of overreacting to it. And like you said, most streamers will probably opt out of it, who are like, especially smaller streamers who aren't as dependent on ad revenue. So I don't think it's bad. Plus, I think looking at like a business model of Twitch and Twitch Prime and all that, like they have to make money somehow. And I'm guessing like the idea behind Twitch Prime is, you know, the incentive is you can get Amazon Prime, and a benefit is you get Twitch Prime. And that was sort of like their selling point. But my guess is it's more of, hey, I already have Amazon Prime, I may as well just sub to a channel. Like, so they're actually losing money there in the long run, if that makes sense. So I kind of see it as like they have to make money somehow to keep it sustainable. So I'm okay with it. And if like all the things they could have taken away, like if they had taken away the free sub and left the ads, it would have been a nightmare. Like that's really bad, in my opinion. That's a much worse scenario than just bringing ads back. People get to keep their free subs and free games and stuff like that. So that's my thought. But yeah, Jack is also saying they changed the live dashboard layout. There's an option to run ads from the dashboard. So I think he's basically saying that they're probably going to add ad revenue to affiliates pretty soon. And they've already said they're going to do that. I don't know when the official release date is. They're probably slowly rolling it out. So Jack, you're probably right. Affiliates also have the option to run ads. But my point still stands. I don't think a lot of affiliates either do or should run ads at a certain level, because you're just going to drive away your audience. So
you're not making any money off of it anyway.
Well, you will make some, but very negligible amounts of money.
Right. It's not, like, I shouldn't say you're not going to be making any money. It's going to be less money than anything else that you can do as an affiliate, and it just takes away from the viewer, honestly. Yeah. You shouldn't be worried about money, so fuck off advertising. Don't worry about money, worry about content and engaging stream, which advertisements take away from all of that. I don't know. That's just my view.
Soapbox. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you're smaller, like ad revenue should not be a factor to you whatsoever until you get to a certain point. So, yep. Just want to quickly touch on that because I think it's important, because that's really like the only big Twitch news over the past week. The other thing that I saw, well, they have new merch, which is whatever. Kind of cool looking, but they also have the Pokemon Marathon coming, which I'm kind of excited about, and I'm going to be watching way too much of that. So sorry, Velokk, but my mornings are reserved now. No more morning coffee streams. Yeah, they're it's like this does not matter, but I'm way too geeked out about it. Like every single Pokemon TV series and movie they're going to play on the channels. That's kind of cool. I'm going to watch it. You might not. I think it's awesome. Anyway, we'll get into some more of the questions here. And we had a couple questions from last week that I want to make sure we get to because they were really good. And
real good questions.
Real good. Okay, so Real C Melty had a question that we didn't get to last week that I really wanted to. We just ran out of time. So it is, how do y'all suggest to keep a good balance of spam/hype and actual discussion in chat? I really don't like spam or hype chats, but I feel like it's needed to keep the ball rolling in the chat. So this is kind of a cool topic. If you are trying to create hype for something, maybe you're raiding something, maybe you've just gotten a raid and you want to keep like all the excitement happening, or even like bigger channels, you'll see this with tons of spam throughout it. How do you kind of balance that of, you know, keeping excitement in the chat, keeping people wanting to spam things and keep it moving, versus trying to actually have an interesting discussion in chat and talk with people and that. And now Velokk has a very sort of hype branded stream, if you guys know him. So I'm curious to get his thoughts on this one too. Maybe just balancing the idea of getting everyone really excited about something and moving and doing something versus just having real discussion. How do you walk that line a little bit?
So you're the streamer. You need to control your chat, and it's easy to do. Like if your chat is too hype, which is a weird sentence. If your chat is somehow too hype for you at the time, change the subject up a little bit. Be like, hey guys, how was your day? Like that's really all you have to do, because people will instantly go from spamming kappas and all this crazy hype emotes and everything to actually just responding to your question. And if chat is not hype enough for you, then be like, hey guys, I need some fucking hype in the chat. Like, you know what I mean? Like play some loud music real quick. Have somebody spam your emotes if you're an affiliate or higher, and just kind of get them rolling on it. What was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
Basically, so CMLT's coming at it from the perspective that he's not a huge fan of like the spam and hype chats. So
okay.
The way I thought about this was especially with like if you've gotten a raid or if you're preparing for a raid or something and you're trying to get everyone to spam something, or maybe something really cool happened on the stream and everyone's spamming emotes. Like how do you balance that with trying to have a discussion? Like maybe it happens in the, like maybe you're having a great discussion and then something happens and totally interrupts the flow of the discussion. Like how do you kind of balance that and keep it so people who want to spam hype versus people who just want to talk can still kind of both interact with the stream?
So if your chat is like, if you still have people that are like spamming stuff and you're trying to have an actual conversation with chat, you'd be like, all right guys, no more of that. Like I understand like things are going well, like, you know, you guys are hype, whatever. But try to like bringing up the same conversation again and try to get that point across that this is what you're trying to do in the chat now. And if you still have people spamming stuff, have your moderators do their moderator work on said people. You know, time them out if they're, you know, if it's just like nothing, or ban them if it gets excessive, for sure. You're the streamer, you have to control it. You have moderators, or you should have moderators that can help you do it. Yeah,
I mean, I totally agree. I think you probably won't see a ton of spam for people, especially like when you're smaller. There's some of the bigger channels have times when it's just tons of spam. I mean, you look at Ninja's stream and it's just the entire stream is just emotes the entire time, it feels like. So my guess is like this isn't too much of a struggle for most starting or growing streamers, but if it's becoming a problem where like either you don't like it, like that's the kind of the core thing, right? It's your stream. So if you don't like it, then you don't have to let it happen necessarily. You're the one driving the stream at the end of the day. So that's important to remember. I do agree with you that I think it's important to have some times where you're excited with the chat to have like a good stream. If discussion is your main thing, though, you can definitely just make that minimum, like maybe only when you're raiding or something, or only being raided. And then, yeah, if they're problem people, then definitely don't be afraid to ban those people or talk to them and find ways to get them out of the stream. Because same thing I've always said, at the end of the stream, or at the end of the day, it's your stream. So definitely agree with that. Good question, though. And I want to move on to another one that I had. Okay, someone asked this one anonymously, and it's a really interesting discussion, and I want to get your thoughts on it, Vel, for sure. So he said, what should you do if someone is copying your brand / show ideas / personality / emotes? So directly copying stuff. I realize imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but it's a bit disconcerting at times. So this person is like clearly, inherently, deliberately copying stuff that you're doing on the stream, as opposed to come up with their own ideas. So how do you deal with that as someone who's being copied a lot? Has that ever happened to you, Vel, or maybe like
Absolutely.
a little bit? Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
So I definitely had people copy some things that I'm doing, and it is the sincerest form of flattery, but at the same time, I feel like, okay, so copying and taking ideas from people it's a weird mix of things for me. It's all like, it's two things. It's laziness on the person's part for not coming up with their own material or their own whatever it is, but at the same time it's cool seeing that it, like, if someone else is doing something that you're doing, that means that you did that thing right. And the way to think about it is like, don't be offended by anybody taking it from you, because if you do that thing well and it's something that you truly believe in and it works for your brand and your channel and something that like just fully makes sense, you're going to do it better than that other person will anyway. Like, you could go in and try to be the next Tim the Tap Man. You can do everything the exact same as Tim the Tap Man, but you're not ever going to be Tim the fucking Tap Man because you're not him. Like, you could do literally everything the exact same, but it's not going to matter. So I've definitely seen people take some things and use some of my ideas, and it's like, whoa, like that's kind of lazy, or whoa, like that's my thing, and they're not giving me any credit, but at the same time, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I think like you hit the nail on the head there. If people are copying you and doing what you're doing, that's the greatest sign that what you're doing is working. Like, you're onto something. There's something there. So take that as validation. If you've got competition for what you're doing, then people see the potential in what you're doing and they want to get a piece of it. The problem is, if they're copying you, they will probably never be as good as you. So you'll always be ahead of them if you're the one setting the trend instead of the one who's trying to jump on board and copy the trend. So I totally agree. Like at first, it might be something that's pretty, you said disconcerting. I agree. Like, well, this person just copied my channel. That's kind of annoying. Definitely is. Totally agree. But at the end of the day, that's going to happen to everybody to some extent. Everybody wants to be Ninja, Tim, whatever. They've got this person to look up to. They're kind of basing their stream off of. But B, it really can be motivating actually if you have people who are copying you, and you can see specifically like if they're copying certain things, like that thing is working. Keep doing that thing. Turn that thing up even more. That's just validation for you. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Hopefully it answers your question, and I don't want to say who it was, but yeah, just keep fighting through there. As you go through time, it should get easier for you, and you should get more used to it. There's a lot of things like that with streaming that you just have to get used to. I think we talked about some of this stuff before, but you'll see it just happens, and it's part of the process. Even dealing with, like we talked about yesterday on the podcast, dealing with trolls and stuff, like that's another situation where it's annoying at first, then you get used to it on stream. So just keep doing it, keep doing what you can, push through, and it won't bother you as much. So also, hi everybody joining us in the chat. It's popping right now. So hey guys, we need some callers, by the way. If you guys want to call in, now is a good time. I'm going to link to Discord again because I'm that guy. And we just finished a topic. You can join it there. If you cannot get in the Discord for some reason, you can just chat in here in Twitch chat or Discord chat. Tag me and I'll see it in big, bright red. Okay, so let's keep moving on here a little bit. I had a question somewhere here. Okay, I actually had a topic I want to talk about. This wasn't a question, so until we get a question, let's talk about sponsorship. And what I want to talk about here is basically, I've gotten a few people who have reached out, or this always comes up in sponsored streamer applications, but basically I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about what the purpose of a sponsorship is. So I get a lot of people who reach out, and we had this one person who contacted us yesterday. I'm not going to say who, and it's probably no one who will ever join us, so it doesn't matter. But basically asking us to sponsor them when they had no stream at all. Like, if you sponsor me, then I'll start streaming, right? And this has happened repeatedly. You'll see me post it in Discord when it happens because it just cracks me up. That is not the purpose of a sponsorship. If you need a sponsorship to start streaming, you do not deserve to be a streamer. Like, how can you ask for something when you don't have any reason to have it? Does that make sense? And maybe Vel has some thoughts here because you've been sponsored now by us for a little while. You've worked with other brands and companies, but what are your kind of thoughts on sponsorship? Like, going into a sponsorship, what should you expect to get out of it ideally? Maybe like the TRUgaming sponsorship is different than most, I would say. But if you're going into a sponsorship and trying to find a good brand to work with, what are you looking to take away from a sponsorship? Maybe not just growth, but like opportunities, anything specifically?
Okay. Yeah, in the opportunities section, TRUgaming is definitely different than other organizations and companies that I've been sponsored by. Not that I've been sponsored by too many. I don't want to make it like, oh, Vel's been sponsored by all these people. No, it's like 2 or 3, and one that I'm working on right now. But there's definitely opportunities, just like depending on what the company is and how large your stream is and how much you do for that company. That's a big one. So TRUgaming, obviously I'm going to talk about TRUgaming a little bit here. TRUgaming has given me a lot of opportunities, and I've been able to capitalize on those opportunities because I know I need to put in the work to TRUgaming and do as much as I can for that organization. Like, when I first got sponsored by TRUgaming, I didn't really get too many follows out of it. It was just starting. It was the first round of sponsorships. There wasn't a Discord community behind it or anything. We were just trying to promote TRUgaming and their servers. That's all that there was. And so we tweeted about it almost every day. We put it up on our streams, all the first round sponsor streamers. But we knew we had to put in work, or at least most of us did. And so I kept putting in work and doing all these things. And then basically what happened was I fell off a little bit from being in the Discord and being on stream a lot, and started to get back into it. And then TRUgaming took some people to a convention. I'm like, hey, I want to do that. And instead of being down in the dumps, like, hey, why am I not there? I was like, I need to set my shit up. And so I did, and I went to every event that they went to after that. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I'm not trying to brag. Like, I went to every event. Like, I put in fucking work on stream and for TRUgaming and everything. Like, if you want anything out of a sponsorship, you have to fucking work. Like, you might not get as many followers or extra viewers. You might not get any at all. But like, if you have a sponsorship, put in fucking work and it will eventually come. That's with anything.
Right.
Put in hard work every fucking day and then something will come out.
Right, absolutely. And I think TRUgaming, you know, our sponsorships are probably different than a lot of people, which is why I want to talk about this, because our sponsor, like, there are certain things about sponsorship that you should know going in as a streamer. So, like, I want to ask you now. So, if you're going into a sponsorship with whatever, pick your company, Razer, whatever, any company, what would you expect to get out of that sponsorship for it to be worth? Or, like, traditionally, what would you kind of expect? Would it be growth? Would it be money? Would it be what kind of things that you would expect from most sponsorships?
Me personally, I would want more exposure.
Okay, but like
retweets, Instagram posts, stuff like that.
Sure.
So hopefully I could be able to get more viewers and more of a community out of it.
Okay. Step away from this for a second, because I think sometimes smaller streamers can get kind of muddied on this. Let's say, like, take a top streamer like Ninja, whatever. Like, when they're getting sponsored by someone, what are they looking for? Or start with this side. What are the streamers looking for from the brands? Does that make sense?
For their specific brand or for the...
Just like as a streamer, like if you are looking to have a sponsorship, what do you think like a top streamer is looking to get out of it specifically?
Oh, I mean, a top streamer definitely wants probably some free stuff, I imagine. Some sort of, you know, like probably some financial gain out of it. And I mean, yeah, so money and free stuff, I think, is the two main things. Because if you're a top streamer, you don't really need the publicity. You don't really need any of that. So
right. And then, so from the company's perspective, what do they want to get out of the streamer?
They're the ones trying to get more publicity. They're trying to get their brand out there.
Exactly. So
yeah,
my pet peeve is that people have this backwards. A lot of newer streamers look to sponsorships as ways to grow the channel. Like, you know, if I get sponsored, then I'll have a big following. No. That's backwards. Like, if you want to get sponsored, you have to have a following first, because that's what you offer to a company. If you have no viewers and you have no money, like, what are you offering to a company? I mean, you have they're not just going to send you free stuff for stream. Not even like people. It blows my mind, dude. People want sponsorships when they don't have a single channel. They don't have a channel set up. It's like, I'm going to start streaming. If I get sponsored, then I'll start streaming. Okay, why should you be sponsored? Well, because I want to start streaming. You have to have some credibility first, right? Like,
absolutely,
you're not just going to, well, this guy says he's going to be a ninja, so I guess I'll sponsor him. He has no proof whatsoever, no credentials, nothing. Like, this is my pet peeve, so I want to talk about this, but root of the problem is basically go into sponsorships with the right expectation. Don't look for sponsorships as a way to grow your channel, because while some are probably out there, and ours is maybe like a unicorn example, most sponsorships do not work that way. You're going to be looking for more, like, you're giving your audience to that brand. In exchange, you're getting either money or free stuff or opportunities, but probably not an audience. Because that's why brands want to work with influencers, because they have a tough time growing an audience themselves. So they use influencers' audiences. I love the dog. So cute. Anyway, that's just my soapbox, guys. I want to talk about this because we're about to go through sponsored streamers starting in September, and I'm like mentally preparing myself for these. But anyway,
can I just
go ahead? Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, like, if you are looking to get a sponsorship, one of the things is, like, you have to be able to want to give to that company that's sponsoring you. Like, don't expect anything out of it. Like I said, like, I didn't get a bunch of viewers, I didn't get a bunch of followers when I got sponsored by TRUgaming, but TRUgaming seemed like a cool company that I wanted to help out. And, like, that's what it needs to be. Like, it has to be a company that you want to help out. It has to be a company that either you believe in or you think will do good things and you want to just help them grow in any way. That way, when you are putting in the extra work for that company, it's not like putting in extra work. It's just I'm helping out these like this thing that I want to grow and succeed. Like that's what it has to be.
Right.
Every time.
Absolutely agree with that. And Snoop made a good point here that we should also touch on affiliates. In my mind, affiliates are really the same thing as sponsorship, just a step down at most levels. Now, if you are just starting, I think there's some value to your audience in terms of like if you have a badge on there to say, you know, Razer supports me or something, or I'm a Razer affiliate, I'm a True affiliate, whatever. Like having those stamps of approval is nice when you're starting to just give credibility to your stream. When, let's say, Joe Schmo comes into your stream, oh, this guy's affiliated with these companies. He's been doing this for a little while. He has some ground to stand on. So I'm more interested now. But again, you're not going to get like a Razer audience or a True audience just inherently coming in to watch you just because you're an affiliate. Like you're not going to get a big audience influx. It's still on you to grow your audience. And really the company still is getting the benefit of you're providing exposure to them, much less than like a huge sponsorship or something, but it's still the same, you know, economy, just scaled down a lot. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know if you have different thoughts because you're an affiliate with a couple things, I believe, right? Or you're looking to be?
I'm looking to be.
Okay.
But one thing I'll say is like starting out as a streamer, I almost wouldn't even want a sponsorship when I first started out. Like I got lucky with TRUgaming sponsoring me at the beginning. But if it would have been like I wouldn't have applied for any other sponsorship if you hadn't reached out to me and told me to apply. I think having something that verifies you it kind of gives you like a false sense of where you're at on Twitch. So, because I had been streaming for a month and I was like, I just got sponsored by a real life company. Like I must be hot shit. Like that, like legitimately, that's what I thought. Like I was like, I'm holy shit. Like I'm gonna be huge. Like I didn't think I was gonna be huge on. I'm doing like I knew I was doing something right because I had that, and that gave me a false sense of overconfidence, I think. And I really think that you should verify yourself as a streamer through just streaming first and then get those sponsorships. I think that's kind of a big deal because you don't want to get the wrong mindset too early on with streaming. It's like you could get all the verification from sponsorships in the world, but then your stream could still fall off because maybe your head wasn't in the right place at the time because you had this false sense of validity and you're just like, I'm a great streamer, but then you suddenly like start losing all your viewers. That's gonna fuck with you. And it did for me. That's exactly what happened to me. And it's just it fucked with me so hard. But like if you can bounce back from that, that's awesome. But try to verify yourself as a streamer just through streaming and then go on to sponsorships. Don't stress about sponsorships ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Definitely. That's a good point you have there about like putting too much value in like seals of approval. Like I think you even see this with Twitch affiliate to some extent. People who like get affiliate and they're like, oh man, I'm real on Twitch now. Like this is it. And then a week later they're like, there's nothing. I'm 0% close to partnership and this sucks. And they give up, right? Because it's easy to get to affiliate. The gap from affiliate to partner is massive and a much longer journey. So it's important at the end of the day that you are motivated by yourself and your stream and you want to do it long term. Doesn't matter who sponsors you. Doesn't matter really like where you get to on affiliate, partner, whatever. You just want to stream for your own sake. And finding your own value is really important there. Just keep you motivated long term, I think. So
absolutely.
Did have a kind of cool follow-up question from Sticky Venom who said, what's the first thing you look for in an application for a sponsorship? And I'll touch on this briefly. So again, I think it's important to note that we are different than most sponsorships and the fact that we're looking to help streamers grow as part of our sponsorship. I think most sponsorships are not like that, just because they're less interactive with the streamers mostly. The biggest thing, honestly, for us is just looking at a channel. Like, what does your content look like? What is the content? And you know, we look specifically at like concurrent viewer marks and how long you've been doing it and how consistent are you, and are you a good representative for the company? And those things like take a little bit of time to look for. But the first thing we do when you even like before you look at the application, really, like you can spend all day writing, books in your application, but if your stream is garbage, it doesn't matter because that's the most important thing, hands down. So oftentimes when I'm going through applications, I'll just go straight to the channel and look at that first. And then if I'm interested, then I look through the application, because that sort of comes second once you've proved yourself. Like, okay, what other info do you have to share with us? So that's us. I will say most sponsorships are probably different. Most sponsorships look at like follower numbers, because that's just right there in your profile, really easy to see. And I know for a fact that a lot of brands do look specifically at follower numbers. Do you have 50,000 followers? Do you have 10,000 followers? Don't even look at like live numbers, which, we know is much more important than a follower number that doesn't really mean anything in terms of like how engaged your stream is. And brands are getting better with this now that like they're learning Twitch more. But for most sponsorships, it's like how many people can you promote our brand to? And the bigger the number is, the more appealing you are as a candidate. So that's like the two spectrums. Either at the end of the day, it still comes down to like how many people can you reach with your content, really. And maybe it's a follower number, maybe it's a live number, maybe it's your consistency, whatever. That's the most important thing. So hopefully that answers your question.
Other companies do not look at it like that.
Yeah. Do you have
I applied for the Islands of Nine partnership program, and they did not look at my stream aside from how many followers I had. And they wanted to look at my YouTube, they wanted to look at my Twitter, my Instagram, see how many followers I had and all that. And that's all that they looked at, I can guarantee you. Because it wasn't 5 minutes after I sent them all my accounts and they're like, yeah, we're looking for someone with a bigger audience. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, they're like, I don't have the numbers that companies want. And yeah, look, followers is a fake number. Absolutely, Sodomi. It's a fake fucking number. But other companies don't look at it like that. TRUgaming is definitely a unicorn sponsorship for sure. So like I said, it's one of the things, don't stress about sponsorships, because they're looking at, like, especially as a smaller streamer, because most of the time they're not going to care.
Yeah.
They're not going to care to look at your channel at all. Absolutely.
Okay, a couple of follow-up questions. And we do have a caller, so Jack, just be patient. You're next on the list, but I want to get these follow-up questions on sponsorship especially. So Snoop Hogg asked, sort of related to this, do you think that affiliateship has hurt the partner program on Twitch? Specifically, how much work people have to put in to get partnership, because the requirements have been lowered dramatically since affiliate was introduced. So overall, you know, has the abundance of Twitch affiliate, has, you know, it's so easy to get, has that hurt the partnership program because of how many things are similar? You know, they've taken away certain perks from partnership that basically everyone has now. So Veli, maybe your thoughts on this one first, and then I'll give mine.
Yeah, I think it's definitely hurt the partnership program. It gives it less validity. Like, getting partnership status on Twitch back in the day was fucking awesome, because I started streaming before there was affiliates, and like, partnership was the only goal as far as like making money on Twitch, because like the only other thing was you could do Wisp, I think it was, which made it look like a money grab, and you didn't want to do Wisp. It looked really corny. It was not for me. It was not the look that I wanted. It was a subscription, not through Twitch, and it just wasn't for me. And then there's donations, and you can never expect to get a certain amount of money every once in a while for donations. So it was cool getting affiliate and being able to make money, but I think it's definitely taken away the validity of partners. It's taken away like the bright shininess that sound brings when you say I got partnered. Like, it's not as cool as it used to be, unfortunately. It's also it's opened up a whole new community of people who don't care as much as like the people who want to put in all the work. Like, there's so many people now, and you'll notice them that just want to get to that 3 viewer mark. Like, I just need 1 more viewer. You know, like, will you come and lurk in my channel, please? No, I won't. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Grind it out. Like, it's just because people that just think that like, I get affiliate, I get money, so I just need to get to affiliate and then I'll get money. And like, I hate that so much. It racks my brain. It makes me so mad. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, I think you really can't argue the fact that affiliate definitely hurt partnership on Twitch, just because of the fact that you're giving, you know, it feels like every couple months partners get something, you know, that used to be only exclusive to them, now shared to affiliates. I mean, it was most recently the sub badges, but I mean, you know, subscribing, emotes, whatever else you can do. I can't think of it all right now, but basically, like, the fact that you're taking stuff away from partners just inherently means partnership is going to be less valuable. I don't think you can debate that. I think everyone still wants to be a partner on Twitch, so you can definitely make that point, but it's not as crazy to be a partner anymore because it's not so much of a difference. And I think that's just something you have to deal with on any platform when you're trying to balance like giving something. If you have the technology to give everyone access to something, like, yeah, you can do it, but you also should think about, okay, but how is that going to affect the people who have put in the work to get it? So Twitch is going to have to come up with new ways to give like perks that partners deserve that affiliates can't have if they want to make partnership more special than right now. It kind of just feels like a check mark, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, you get some extra emote slots, but I mean, you can put Twitch partner on your social media. Congrats. Like, it's not, you make a little bit more money, but I don't think it's like that huge of a thing right now for like how hard it is to get, to be honest. So I would love to see Twitch come up with new ways to kind of reward partners who have clearly put in this work to get to this point. Like if you've gotten to 75 viewers, you have credibility. Like maybe now you have room to teach something or be part of bigger opportunities. Like maybe you have a team at Twitch who will try and match partners with sponsorships or with events or something, because hey, these are our partners. These are like the people we're most proud of who've put in the work and are great brand representatives. Like here's some events we can give you as a partner. I think that'd be a great idea, because that's more a thing where like you really can't give it to affiliates because they haven't proved themselves yet, as opposed to someone who's really put in the work and gotten 75 concurrent viewers and it's probably taken a while to get there. Like reward those people with rewards that make sense, and that way you can still give affiliates lots of cool things that are just like there's no real reason why you can't give 50 emotes to everybody, right? Because it's just a technological limit, as opposed to like something that you've earned and worked for. Like you have to work for credibility and intelligence and experience, whereas you don't have to work for 50 emotes, really. Like you can just toggle it on Twitch. So my thoughts on that one, but yeah. All right, well, last quick thing we hear from Apache, who asked, I don't want to stay on this topic for too long because Jack's been waiting so patiently, but he said, what do you guys look for in the affiliate applications versus sponsorship? And that's really straightforward. I mean, the requirements are right there on our website. Basically, if you pass them, you get approved. Like it's like 50 followers on Mixer or YouTube, and then you have to be an affiliate on Twitch. And if you have it, then you pretty much get approved. Because the idea, again, with our programs is to help you guys grow. So we want to accept as many people as we can to the affiliate program and then make sponsorship more exclusive. So quick, easy answer to that one. I want to jump into Jack's question and Snoop. I'll try to get to yours if we have time later, so don't forget about that. Okay, let's grab Jack. Jack, the streaming snack. How you doing today, man? Hello? Maybe. I know you've been waiting forever, so you're definitely allowed to have a couple minutes to grab your mic if you need to. All right. Well, we are waiting on Jack. I do want to thank you guys all for... there.
How you doing?
There he is. Doing well, man. How are you?
What's up, dude?
Hey, Vel, I caught the coffee stream this morning, man. Thanks so much for getting me psyched, dude.
Of course, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hey, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, I saw there was a question this week, feeling guilty about not being able to hop in, all the time to somebody's stream. And I just really wanted to kind of give my input, if that's all right. Not so much a question, but just kind of give my opinion subject. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about that.
Okay, so and people were feeling guilty about not being able to pop into this person's stream. First thought would be, if somebody's making you feel guilty for not coming in, every single day or every week or even every month, man, you really have to, I would say, deploy some self-awareness. Really think about that relationship. And is that really the person that you want to be listening to watching? My second thing on that subject, if it's not the streamer and if it's you that just feels guilty, I mean, there are so many things that you can do to support the streamer outside of Twitch, or outside of the stream. I was listening to, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but the things that you can do outside of Twitch to grow, do outside of Twitch, outside of a live stream, to support your favorite streamer. I mean, everything from just like getting up in the morning, and I mean, when I get up, I hopped in Vel's stream, I hopped in a couple others, and I just say, hey man, good morning, I saw you were streaming. hope you have a good day. I'm off to work, but, you know, have a good day. And that was it. And I would like to state that there are so many things that you can do if you're willing to mentally schedule the time to do those things.
Yeah, absolutely agree, man. Anything else?
Yeah. My question would be is, like, what do you guys do outside of live streams to, I mean, I know you guys go into other people's streams and whatnot, but is there anything you do outside of that that kind of helps you support your favorite streamer? How do you guys do that in a good, positive way? That being said, I'm about to, my break's end, so I'm going to leave that question up in the air for you guys to answer. Thank you guys so much for having me on the show, and I love this podcast, man. Thank you guys so much.
Of course, man. Thank you so much for the question. We'll definitely chat about it for a bit, so hopefully you can catch the VOD after.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Green.
All right. Thank you, dude.
It is, bro.
All right. So, yeah, for the question, for anyone who couldn't really hear it, basically, Jack is talking about, someone asked this last week, a couple people were talking about it, but sometimes you get like this guilty feeling when you can't be in everyone's streams that you want to support. I think viewers definitely feel this. If you have all these streamers you want to watch, but they have conflicting schedules, or you just don't have enough time in the day, like, how do you deal with those feelings of guilt? How do you find new ways to support people besides just watching a stream? Because, I mean, the nature of Twitch is that it's so long form that you just can't be in everyone's stream at a certain point. Like, once you've found enough casters, it's just impossible to be in everyone's channel and really active and chatting and things like that. So basically, how do you find new ways to do that and to support people besides just watching Twitch? So Vel, do you have thoughts on this one to kick this off?
Yeah, one of the things I do is my schedule's really weird because I'm streaming during the morning, then I get ready for work, and I usually will raid somebody after I stream. That's the way that I support people, even when I can't watch them. If they're streaming at the end of mine, I'll throw them a raid. The other people, I'll try to lurk in their channel, leave a browser open while I get ready for work. And then when I get home from work, I'll try to schedule maybe 20 or 30 minutes of just seeing who's live and the people that I want to network with or just, support. And I'll just go in there. I'll be like, hey, how's it going? Like, I'm getting ready for bed, but I just wanted to throw you a lurk. Same thing as what Jack did this morning in my stream. Just said, hey, I'm on my way to work, but just want to stop by and say hey, say what's up. Definitely do that. And if you just leave a tab open for someone, that's huge. That's awesome. Like, that's more than anybody could ever ask for. And on his first comment there on someone giving him grief for not being in the stream every day, shame on that streamer. Shame on them. You guys already know how I feel about that kind of stuff, and it literally makes me mad. I don't like it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't like it at all. What do you think, Green?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Again, I really think that you just can't be at everyone's streams. That's going to be something you have to deal with at some point. And I really don't think you should feel guilty about that, because at the end of the day, you're coming to Twitch to have fun and to watch someone that you like to watch. So don't feel like it's an obligation, though. That's important, I think, because then you'll lose the fun of wanting to watch someone. Don't feel like you just have to turn on a stream because either you always do it or you just feel obligated to support someone. You should want to watch someone. That's really important. There are definitely ways that you can support people besides just watching streams, though. Social media is probably the easiest way. Interacting on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever, that takes a lot less time and can oftentimes be very impactful. If you just retweet something, leave a comment on something, like something, that takes a minute compared to maybe you spend half an hour watching someone or something. That's just much more, you can do a lot more of it in a day. So that's a good way to do it. Like Velokk said, I think leaving a tab open is a very basic way, even if you don't say anything. Just throwing a tab open, if you all you have time to do is just pull up the chat and leave, then do it, because that's still supporting someone even if you don't say anything. And really, at the end of the day, I still think that you should just go where you want to go and do what you want to do on Twitch. Don't feel like I must network with 5 people every day. I must pull up 7 streams for 30 days straight to get the optimum growth on no. Just network with people that you want to watch. Don't feel like you're stabbing someone in the back or something because you can't watch them one night because either you want to watch someone else or you just don't have time. It happens. It's part of the platform. Don't worry about it. And really, people should be making better content most of the time anyway. So if you feel like you feel obligated to watch someone, but you're not really enjoying what they're doing, then maybe you don't watch that person. That's just hot take there that I have, because I think life is too short to like just spend time watching stuff you don't want to watch, because it's whatever, like theoretically better. Especially as a viewer, that's important. Like if you're a streamer and you're trying to network with people and you have like maybe you're really trying to grow with like 2 or 3 people during a month or something, or 1 person, then yeah, that makes more sense to spend more time with those people and like focus on people. But still, don't lose sight of like why you're doing it in the first place, to have fun. If you get to the point where you feel like obligated to network and it's just something you have to check off the list every day, then find a new way to do it. That's my thought there. So anything else to add there, Val?
No, that's it, man.
Okay, cool. Good questions coming in here. We got about 40 minutes left in the show, so if you guys have a question you'd like to ask, now is the time. And you can call in to get priority and leapfrog everybody else who's asked a question, or you can chat in Twitch if you can't get to Discord like most people these days, and just tag at GreenChord so I see it in red. Okay, so we had a question earlier from Snoop Hogg, so we'll circle back around to that. He said, how do you feel about Steam TV, Facebook Gaming, and Mixer? And how do you feel about Mixer offering an equivalency for partnership from other platforms? Interesting. So 2 questions there. First of all, what do you think of other streaming platforms? Steam TV got like leaked and we really don't know much about it, but basically Steam is probably building their own some kind of streaming platform. And then of course, Facebook Gaming and Mixer have been around for a little while now. So Vel, do you have any thoughts on those platforms just overall, or maybe like a certain one that you feel a certain way about?
I think all of the other ones aside from Mixer are nothing. Like I'm not worried about anything. Mixer as like if I was Twitch, I would not be taking my eyes off of Mixer by any means. They're doing a lot of really good things. They have a big company behind them with Microsoft. And they're making some really good moves, offering people contracts to move from Twitch to Mixer. It's obviously a really big deal if we're talking about it, and people are like Snoop is probably considering it right now. Like even in my head right now talking about this is a consideration. That's huge, man. Mixer is definitely making some moves, and I love the fact that they're doing it. Real
quick, so is this a new thing that came out? Because I didn't hear about this. Is there?
Yeah, apparently they're offering contracts to streamers, like a certain like amount of requirements. Like they're like, I don't know what the actual specific details of like the contract are, but I know that they're offering. I'm pretty sure some financial gain for it, and that's intriguing for sure, without even knowing what the full details are. But yeah, so they're trying to poach Twitch streamers. They definitely are, but I'm not gonna move to Twitch unless Twitch does something and fucks everything up. Like I put in so much time on Twitch. I know so many people on Twitch. I can't force any of my viewers to switch to a different service. Like even if I could make more money somewhere else, like it's not, in my eyes, it's not worth it. I'm not, like, you guys know I'm not doing this for the money. Like money would be cool, obviously, but I do this because I love it and I have a fucking blast doing it. And I couldn't, like, I'd be erasing a bunch of work that I've done on Twitch if I switched to something else.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're too invested in it at this point to jump ship somewhere else. Yeah. So there's 2 sides there. I think one part of the question is, are these platforms going to be competitive with Twitch? Are they going to try and, take over the slot as #1 platform? The other piece is like whether you as a streamer are interested in jumping to these platforms based on the changes. Sounds like Veli's not, but he does think that Mixer might threaten Twitch at some point. It sounds like.
Absolutely.
Kind of already doing it.
Yeah, I think they really already are.
Fair. So yeah, Steam TV is weird because we don't know a lot about it, but I think the fact that it's built in with a game launcher is huge, especially since it's Steam. Because I was thinking, like, depending on what they do with it, it'd be really cool to just be able to. One thing that I always love to do with a lot of games, like League of Legends, Overwatch, whatever, is just spectate friends who are not streaming; they're just in a game that you can go watch them. Right? Imagine being able to do that on Steam all the time. So, like, let's say your friend is at home playing Counter-Strike or whatever, and he's just hanging out. You could go on Steam TV on your phone at work and watch him playing Counter-Strike. and just like innately. I think that'd be a really cool opportunity, and it could be like really just built in. You wouldn't even have to set up a stream or anything. It would just kind of be there. That seems like it has a lot of cool potential, and it's kind of a new thing for the streaming space. But again, it's all so gray, so we don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to see. In terms of Mixer, I don't know. I like that Mixer's putting in a lot of effort. That's really good, and they're trying to brand themselves and find a clear identity, which is great. I think Hype Squad's awesome. I don't think it's really going to be a major threat to Twitch. I don't know. Twitch is doing a really good job of bringing new things to the platform constantly, and you see that with the Discovery updates recently. They're trying to improve their programs. Maybe Mixer's a little bit to thank for that and just like kicking them in the butt, but I think Twitch is still way ahead of Mixer at this point. And maybe Mixer catches up, but I personally don't think that Mixer will ever reach the point of Twitch. It won't even be close. No matter how well they do Mixer, because they're just too late. Twitch got there first. That's what they're known for. That's when you think of game stream platform, you think of Twitch for like probably 90% of people. And that's not going to change in my field of view. In terms of like whether you should jump ship, I don't know. I mean, one thing I heard from Ashley Christ, which is kind of a cool idea, is you could use another platform as like a secondary way to stream if you have the time. So if you're growing a brand on Twitch, you might run into this situation where you want to play a game that just doesn't make sense for your channel, right? Or you want to do something that you know is going to result in like 25% of your stream. Maybe instead of streaming that game there or not streaming it altogether, you instead use like Mixer as a secondary stream or something for like, okay, tonight I want to play League of Legends. I'm going to have 3 people watching if I do it on my main channel, and that's going to kill my growth. Instead, I'll do it on Mixer and maybe still get something cool out of it while still enjoying myself. So that's a cool way I think you could use like multiple platforms. And I do think it is important not to romanticize any platforms, because I think people get way too caught up in Twitch and Twitch culture. And like you see that at TwitchCon about like, Twitch is great and Twitch is amazing. And like, yes, Twitch is great, but you want to be careful not to just like brand yourself as I am a Twitch streamer and that is it. I don't make any other content. You should really try to be a content creator across platforms who, like, if Twitch dies tomorrow, you can still keep going. Your brand is still there. What you make is still there. No matter what the platform is, you're just using the best one right now. I think that mentality is really important. So keep your mind open and be thinking on these other platforms, but still pick the one that makes the most sense and the one that you're most passionate about at that time. Hopefully that whole rant makes sense. I've just been thinking about that a lot lately. So cool. All right. Any other thoughts on? There was a second part of this question that we didn't even talk about, but see if I can circle back to that one. Oh yeah, talking about the equivalency for partnership for platforms. I think it's interesting. I don't know. Basically, Mixer offering to like buy out contracts and stuff and move you over. So I don't know all the details of that. Unfortunately, I wish I did. So I could talk more about it. Snoopy, if you know, you can talk more. Oh, so he said similar with Facebook. One Twitch partner was paid $1 million for a year, exclusive to go to Facebook and drop Twitch. I guess it's similar to that for Mixer. It's an option. I've talked about this in the past before. I think that jumping ship is never a good option for most streamers. Like, it's much better to grow something organically than to try and just like steal something that's working somewhere else most of the time, because you're just always going to see a decrease. I mean, if the offer is there though, and it makes more sense for you for whatever you want to get out of your stream, if like financially that's really important to you, then shoot, why not? I guess if you're not attached to Twitch too much. I don't know. Any last thoughts on this one before we move on, Vel?
No. I mean, we kind of both nailed it, I think. I don't think either one of us agrees with switching to a different platform by any means. Yeah, so definitely. Just too invested, man.
Too far in at this point. Too deep.
Yeah.
All right. I of the Night had a comment. I don't think that's a question though. All right. Let's keep moving on here. So yeah, guys, we need some questions and some topics and some chats. So if you guys have something to talk about, something you want to bring up, maybe a further comment on the Mixer and stuff, and you already said something, tag me, re-ask a question so I see it, because sometimes I miss stuff, and I promise I want to get to your question. Actually, Diebear is in the chat, so let's grab Diebear. Diebear, hello.
Hi, let me mute you real fast.
All
okay,
right.
there we go.
Sounds good.
I don't think it's gonna work out.
What did you want to talk about on the show today?
Actually, can I share a success real fast?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been streaming full-time since May, and I've been streaming since May. I work for myself, and I had time to just dive in. And it's been a really fun experience for me because it combines everything that I love doing, every aspect of business. I have an MBA, loved the whole 2 years in school because it was all fascinating. And I've always been a creative person. I've always done things on the internet. And when I discovered Twitch, I was like, oh my God, this is a bear's playground. This is wonderful. So you guys were one of the first groups that I found when I was learning about streaming. So I think I started watching your podcast and listening to you on Stitcher like back in May. And so I joined the community, and of course I've been here consistently, and I've gotten to know a lot of streamers. Like I like to have morning coffee with Val. I hang out with Bubbles in various streams. It's just my channel loves raiding Snoop Hogg at night. Oh my God, I didn't see you last night, man. I got tired. I had to stop early, and I'm like, where's Snoop Hogg? They call him a Marahog or a Patriot Hog. So it's been a really, really, really fun process because this community is amazing. And my biggest piece of advice for anyone is find a community that you fit in. So, man, I got my first tip donation this week. I got my first subscriber who wasn't Twitch Prime. Just, networking with you guys, being myself, doing what I feel is necessary for my stream. So now I'm in a place where I'm still, doing everything and growing. I'm still a very small streamer, but I'm also thinking about trying something new. So I am a professional coach. I've been a career coach for 7 years, 6 years working for the state of Michigan as a veterans career coach. And a lot of that involves life coaching as well. And I often find myself giving some advice to people on stream, not necessarily saying, hey, this is what you have to do, but getting them to think about things differently. And so I am a gaming streamer, but I was kind of thinking about maybe doing 1 hour a week of a coaching stream. And because that's my wheelhouse and I love doing it. And, even if I were to, and this will never happen, get as big as Ninja, I would still want to keep coaching. It's just part of who I am. So how would I, what would be the best strategy, do you think, for implementing that different hour into each week?
All right. Well, first of all, this is a cool topic because with true streaming stuff coming up, Vel and I are both thinking a lot about coaching stuff too. So kind of cool to talk about. I think it's a great thing to try on the platform, especially if you can kind of build some credibility with it. That's a great thing to try. I think you should definitely try it, especially if you're passionate about it, because that'll shine through. In terms of how to start incorporating it into your channel, Vel, what are your thoughts on that? To try and bring something new onto a channel slowly that's very different from your regular content.
If there ever comes a time on your during your stream where you feel like you need to coach somebody, do it right there. It doesn't need to be like a full coaching segment right there, but kind of introduce that to your audience that this is one thing that you're good at and that you're very passionate about. If someone comes into my stream and they say something about follow for follow or anything, or they're not motivated to stream or whatever, I will stop what I'm doing and I will talk to them right there on the spot, or I'll talk to my stream about it right there and I let them know. Because I am definitely a motivational person. I definitely see myself as someone who can get people amped the fuck up. And that's a good way for me to let people know that maybe if this were to ever be a thing, I could do something with this. So do it right there. It doesn't have to be the full thing, but definitely give them some life coaching, and then try to include as many people in it as you can from your chat, and make it fun, make it awesome. And I think that's a really good way, instead of introducing a totally new segment one day, because one day or you're streaming Fortnite for 2 weeks straight, and then one day you're streaming IRL titles Motivation Monday or something like that, and then people are like, well, what the hell is this? And then they want to go watch Fortnite, so then they go watch someone who's playing Fortnite instead. So I think introducing it on stream at that time, I think is a good idea to get it started.
So just continue keeping it as part of who I am, and letting people know that this is what happens when you come here.
Absolutely.
That's my niche. All right, great.
Yeah, I think it is. Snoopdogg was talking about it too. It is a great niche. Not much competition on it yet. There's not even a classifier on it for Twitch. That's actually kind of good. Do you want to make it like its own segment thing though, where it's like you working one-on-one with someone? Do you just want to answer general chat questions? Have you thought about that kind of stuff?
I thought about starting something where I would just, basically talk for an hour about different things. And I do have people who come in and get very involved in chat, the people who know me best. And then eventually maybe doing like a Q&A. But like when I'm playing like Destiny or, another game like Jackbox or something like that, I have no problem stopping the stream and just talking for a moment. Overwatch is a little different. So I don't know. So maybe what I need to do is just keep, like allowing this to happen and kind of steering it in this direction and asking people more about themselves and getting them thinking about what direction they want to go in. Because that's really what coaching is helping people uncover what they should do, not telling them what to do.
Right.
And, if there is ever like a strong demand for it, then that would be the appropriate time to introduce like a first hour of coaching.
Yeah, I would say if you're really passionate about it, I wouldn't wait, to be honest. I would try it ASAP, especially if you're still new to Twitch. You haven't really built up this whole identity around a game or anything. I think that could be your ticket. Like that could be your thing. If you see yourself doing that long term and not being burnt out by it, but being energized by it, and you can see yourself doing it, like keep doing that. And I would start doing it now because it's such a unique, like we say in the chat, there's just a niche identity that no one's doing, that it'll make you stand out a lot more than, like honestly, I would just start maybe going really hard into it right away, as opposed to like easing into it, because I think you might actually see more growth that way.
Like, hey, this is when I do this. Be here.
Yeah, like. I mean, I don't know the size of your channel, to be honest with you, like the huge like audience or anything. My guess is this is the best time to do it, though. Like if you're gonna make the shift, just go for it hard. My gut feeling says that that's going to be much more successful for you, and you'll be happier with it overall, long term. So, my thoughts on that one. But anything else you want to add to that, or any other questions?
Yeah, are you thinking like more of a full-time coaching stream, or it would still be like a supplement?
Well, it's up to you. If you could see yourself doing full-time coaching, like as someone who's done like channel reviews and kind of a similar thing on stream, like for me that can be taxing, but it's tiring for me too. I'm very, very introverted, so I get drained. And the nice thing about games is that people will come in and do some of the work for me. They'll start conversing, or, if I'm streaming with other people, they help with the conversation. Sure.
So like I couldn't do what like Ashley Christ does. That would just destroy me.
Same here. She is a trooper. I can't.
8 hours of just talking to people.
Yeah. Well, so that's important though, because that'll shape like how you should plan out your stream, because you don't want to plan out this thing that's great on paper, but then you try and do it and you hate your life and you want to quit. So it sounds like you should make something that's like once a week. Honestly, that's kind of what you do here with StreamKey. Is it's like you pick once a week and it's consistent, and you're on for that hour and you're going hard, and that's going to be like your hour to do your thing. And then the rest of the stream, you can go back to games, something that's more sustainable for you. Would be kind of my recommendation there. And then once you've done that for maybe a couple weeks or so, take a step back and see if it's working, see if maybe you want to add some new ways to do it, or if you want to go back to game streaming and just take some perspective there.
Or I don't know, another thing I could do, and like a lot of you will, like I've seen Azamat do it, and I think Woolsey does it. Like they'll start off with talk shows for like the first 30 minutes and chat with people. And I know like lately I have been having more discussions with chat. The other day I had a bunch of people there when I got there, and we started having kind of a philosophical discussion, and I just started sharing different things about what I learned in life and why I do things a certain way. And so maybe I could like implement the coaching as like, first kind of like a 15-minute monologue type thing. Like you always had like David Letterman or Johnny Carson start off with the monologue and then go into the interviews. And maybe I could start off with like hey, we're going to chat for 15 minutes. And the content, of course, would be driven by, what I have to offer rather than just, superficial things.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great format. You should definitely try that out. We do that a little bit with StreamKey too, so I think it can work.
Awesome. All right, guys. I think you helped me think this through.
Sweet. Good. We helped the coach. We coached the coach a little bit here.
Hell yeah.
Always talk things through with people. That's how you get ideas.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Friday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good
See
one.
ya.
Yeah, that's a great topic. I think it's hard to find new identities, new things to stream on Twitch, but that's a great idea. And trying to like blaze your own path when no one's doing it, definitely try. I'm all about that. Like, make yourself unique as much as you can.
For sure.
Love
Test
it.
the one.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it is 12:40, so we're gonna do like a last call for questions here. If you guys have any last thoughts or things you want to talk about, now's the time to jump in or ask a question. We'll do like 1 to 2 more, maybe, depending on time. I think Jack is asking something. Also, hello to all the friends jumping in here, Cameron and Miss Fatal and Pokeflag. Nice to see you guys all hanging out, and everyone else I missed. Let me check over here really quickly to see at the topics that I had written down, just in case. Oh, last thing that we forgot to talk about in terms of updates, sort of an update, is Streamlabs supports mass sub gifting now, which is good, finally. So you don't break your stream when you get mass sub gifted anymore. So you should definitely set that up soon, and I mean that's more incentive for people to mass sub to you. So Vel, do you have one set up yet for that?
I actually don't, and I definitely want to look into that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was like, I think that yesterday or something they came out with it. So, but I just want to put that out as like a PSA. You have another alert to add to your stream now, guys. As if we didn't have enough already. Now you have another thing to make. So, okay, really quickly over here. Okay, we touched on these two. I wanted to briefly talk about YouTube if we have a minute here. All right, well, actually, we'll table this for now because Jack just did ask a question. I want to save our topics until after the questions. But cool. He basically said, I've been talked about before, but the Twitch desktop app, how well... Oh, okay, yeah. So he asked about this last week, this one I missed. Basically, if Twitch wants their desktop app to get used, like, how do they make a good desktop app that's useful, that's not just a meme or a joke? And then he also included mobile in there, which I think is sort of a better discussion. My gut feeling is like, just stop, Twitch. Like, why are you making a desktop app? I mean, maybe you can watch streams on there. I would say if Twitch is going to make a desktop app, like, just make it the exact thing that Twitch is online for desktop. Don't include like servers. Don't try to be Discord. Don't try and be Steam. Like, just make it Twitch. That makes more sense. I think they're trying to do too much, and it's like, what do you do on the app? Like, I can talk to friends, but I can be in Discord chat, but I can also watch a stream, but I can play a game. But it's like, if like that sounds good on paper because it's like you can do everything, but then realistically, it's like, I don't know what this app is for. It's weird. It's like a Swiss Army knife that does nothing really well. It's just all mediocre. So I'm a big believer that like you should just go with one thing and do that thing really well. So that's why I think like Twitch, if you're gonna make a desktop app, just take your website and make it an app and you're good. Mobile app is maybe a different story in terms of like things you could add to the mobile app because that actually gets used. But you have any thoughts on this, Vel?
Desktop app, get rid of it. That's the best way that they can have a good desktop app. Just don't do it. It's like the safest sex is no sex. Like, best app is no app. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Mobile app they could do a lot on for sure. It's just not optimized very well. Like, streams are always buffering for me, even if I'm on good Wi-Fi. It's just all this stuff. And then like on iPhone, I can't sub to people. Bits cost more from an iPhone than they do on PC.
Wait, really?
Bits legitimately cost more money from an iPhone.
I did not know that. That's hilarious.
I've literally been watching my mobile, like my bedroom while I'm laying down. I've wanted to like donate or cheer bits, and like I will get up and go to my PC to do that. And I'm not giving them extra money just because I'm doing it from an iPhone. That's absurd. That is so stupid. Oh my! It's just it racks my brain.
Yeah, I mean the mobile app I use it because I have to. I feel like it's just not an alternative, right? but you're right. Like it's really buggy. I have issues like trying to watch certain streams or VODs. Like VODs always break on me. I don't know why. But like sometimes I'll try and rewatch my stream afterwards to try and just critique it and pick out things that were good or bad. And it just always breaks on me, and it takes forever to load, and it buffers, and that's a whole mess. I think it's better than it has been for sure. It's getting better. I don't know if you guys have seen, but they've added like more of a live section to it. So while you're streaming, it's a little bit more useful because it'll give you like numbers and performance. It's a lot like the current dashboard on the website. So that's kind of nice if like you're a console streamer and you still want to keep up with your chat. Like that's a big improvement, I think. But overall, it definitely could be improved. And like the UI is really weird. Have you noticed that on Twitch, on the mobile app? In terms of like,
absolutely.
I should pull it up right now because I just want to be able to see it. So I'm not just looking at my phone and texting, guys. I'm doing this for the show. Promise. Don't ever do this. Don't
just sent me a meme.
Yeah.
You just sent me a meme, guys.
But it's like the followed games are at the top of the app, which doesn't make any sense. Like I don't want to watch a game when I'm going into the Twitch app. I want to watch a person. So put the channels at the top. The Discover is kind of random. Maybe it's good for people who just joined, I guess. And then the browser's better. It's gotten better, but it's still like the things that I want to click on are not right there for me when I join the app. It's like I have to go looking for them more than I should.
Absolutely.
Like you know how on the desktop it'll put like your subscribed channels at the top or your friends up there, like some sort of favoriting system or even just putting sub channels at the top would be great, I think, to improve it. And then just making it faster and not buggy. However you do that.
Make it not bad.
Yeah, they make good app. Pretty much. That's our thoughts on that. So, good question. I apologize I missed that one last week, Jack. But good question. Okay, so since we have no other questions, we'll end this discussion quickly with, it's kind of YouTube. It's kind of like, I kind of believe that each streamer should have at least one offline social media or resource that they use as like, when I'm not live, you can go here for updates or you can go here for more content. So I want to ask you, Vel, like if you have that one place where people should find you, and then also like what your thoughts are on YouTube overall. So first of all, do you have an offline place and why is it that one?
For videos and such, for extra content?
First of all, more of like updates and stuff. Like if people want to find out when you're streaming next or what's going on with the channel, like where should they go?
Instagram and Twitter for sure.
Okay. Why did you pick those two?
They're easily accessible for me. It's really easy to make an Instagram post. It's really easy to make a Twitter post. I can do it from my phone. I don't need to be by my computer or anything. Super easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Snapchat too. Sometimes I've stopped using Snapchat as much as I used to. I need to get back into it. But as far as like where they can find extra content offline, I have one video for like actual content on my YouTube that actually GreenChord here made. Everybody, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I'm definitely going to be trying to put more videos up on there. I'm actually working with some people or somebody. I'm trying to see if I can get some videos going out regularly.
Nice. Oh, okay. So what do you think about YouTube overall? Like, is it really important for streamers to use more? Maybe as you've gone over the past 2 years, have you seen like more potential on YouTube, or do you think it's not that important?
I think so with me, I love Tim the Tatman. I'll use this. I love Tim the Tatman. He's the reason why I started streaming. He's probably my favorite streamer that I've ever watched. But I don't get to watch his streams that often, so I watch his YouTube videos of his like highlights during the streams and stuff like that. Those are hilarious. Those are so fun to watch. Like, I'm just assuming at least 70% of the people here know what I'm talking about and like have watched those. I think YouTube is a good place for offline content for sure, and I definitely want to start branching out into that. I think you and me were talking about this a little bit. Having offline content is beneficial for sure. The only issue that I see with it is that it is costly or it is time consuming, depending on if you want to do it yourself or have somebody else do it for you.
Yeah.
So it involves resources that not every smaller streamer has, because every small streamer also most of the time has a full-time job like myself, and I also have a wife, and I do this. So time is something I don't have, so I have to provide money in order to do this. But I think if you can pull it off, it's worth it for sure.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had a good point there in the fact that like YouTube is especially nice because you can literally just take your stream and put it on YouTube, so people can get like the full experience instead of like social media, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, whatever. It's not quite the same as like watching the video. Whereas YouTube is really nice for that because you can see specifically what you missed. And like you said, like if you can't be there at a stream for some reason, but like let's say some event is coming up that you have to miss from a streamer that you're just upset about, or like you heard it was a hilarious stream and you wish you'd be able to be there and be part of it. Having videos can let your other viewers like still be part of that, and like for your instance, like be part of inside jokes and things in the stream that, you know, a lot of people in your stream know those jokes, but not all of them were there. Probably most of them at this point were not there for the actual stream when those jokes happened. So
right,
it's really nice to kind of maintain the culture of your stream and like let more people into jokes and memes and whatever, like part of your culture when they can't just be watching live all the time. That's a good point. So, but like you said, I mean, it is cost or time intensive depending on whether you can make it yourself or need to get somebody. It's hard to find free people to do it well usually, although I would say that having some content is probably better than having no content. And there's probably some quick ways that you can just put something up there that's better than nothing, especially if like, I mean, if you don't have a baseline on YouTube, if you're just putting out no content, then something's better than nothing. Even if it's just like past broadcasts and stuff, like, yeah, it's not an edited highlight thing that's all flashy, but you're still just having one more way people can find you. So I think that's worth thinking about. And like, if as you get to a certain point on YouTube and you create a type of video that you're known for, certain editing styles, etc., like, yeah, you have to keep that up. But if you're doing nothing, then at least put something on YouTube. I think it's just like every social media, just put something out there, because that's just one more potential way people can find you. So I just want to quickly touch on that one because we talked about that a little bit with the two of us, and I think more people in general should be using YouTube because, I mean, let's face it, like watching videos on Twitch is bad right now, in my opinion. Besides clips, like maybe you watch a clip, everyone wants to watch stuff on YouTube. So don't link your VODs through Twitch because no one's going to watch them. That's my thoughts. All right. Well, that is about... Oh, they're trying to tag me on something? What they're trying to tag me on? Did you see anything? They tag you on something, maybe? I don't know.
There's a CGYDB in there. That's got to be it.
That's it. No wonder. Of course. All right. Well, I don't see a question, guys. If I did miss a question, feel free to ask it really quickly here.
They're working on it.
They're working on...
What do you...
Context. This is the magic of Twitch, guys. Magic of delayed interactions. Anyway, I think that is going to be it for this week's podcast. I don't see any last minute questions. So thank you guys all for coming out and watching. Again, this is live every single Thursday and Friday, usually at 11 a.m. Eastern on Thursdays, always on Fridays. And Vel and I are always here. Usually we have some guests on to talk with us too. So stay tuned for next week because we'll be back here once again, and it should be good. Anyway, okay, the question really quickly was, is it a waste of time to post promo stream in Discord? Quick thoughts on that. Like, do you bother posting your stream in, you know, you go on Discord servers and there's those channels where it's just streams for pages and pages and pages. Do you post your streams in there still?
No, I don't.
No?
It usually gets flooded with people doing it. I know people do see benefit out of doing it, but I don't know. I guess I got to be better about time management for myself because usually I don't do any of the posting or anything until I go live. And when I'm going live, in between me talking to my chat, like typing to my chat, and also posting, I don't really have too much time.
Yeah, I gotcha. So. I think it's definitely, especially over the last 2 years, it's not as great as it used to be because everyone just kind of ignores it. I mean, at least I do. I don't even look at those channels anymore. I don't know you guys. Maybe you do. Maybe if you're new to a server or something. But I would say, like, if you have time to do it. But don't worry about it. Like, it is not important for your stream at all at this point. So, quick thoughts on that. But anyway, we are wrapping up the podcast. That was just, I want to make sure we get that question in there at the end. Veli, anything you want to say to the beautiful people on the podcast, where they can find you, stuff coming up on your stream, whatever?
You can find me. Everything is the same as it is right there. VELOKK_TV. If you haven't heard it before, go check out the YouTube video. You'll learn all about it. But thank you guys so much for being here. I have so much fun doing this every Friday. I have no issues with ending my stream an hour early just to come and do this, and I love it. I have fun hanging out with you guys and answering your questions and talking about this kind of stuff. It's fucking amazing.
It is always awesome. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. Please go check out the podcast if you haven't already. I think there's a link for it in. Beardy set up some commands. See if I can get it right here. I think it's Stream Key Spotify. Maybe Key Spotify. I know he set up all these links for the channel. I always just link Spotify because that's the one I use for everything. Okay, I can't find it. Whatever. If you want to join, just join the Discord, and you guys can get all the links in there. We have 55 episodes now, which is kind of nuts, and we're still cruising along twice a week. So we'll see you guys next Thursday and Friday for more content. And stick around here. Thank you, Snoop. Stick around here because we're going to drop a raid on someone right after the stream and just show them some love. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Adios.